Hello. How you guys doing today? Welcome to the good old days. This is your brown boy, Humza. Um, this is the first episode of the podcast, so I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Humza. I'm a brown boy from Pakistan. I was born and raised here in California. I live here in LA though, right now. Been here for the past 3 years. Um, I made this podcast specifically because I would just like to have this as kind of like a vocal diary and a way for me to be able to speak with you guys about just life, about things that be going on. And I don't really want this itself to feel like a podcast. I want this to just for you guys to be on here and you guys are just listening to your homie talking about his life and you guys are able to relate to it. You guys are able to be like, damn, like I fuck with what he's saying or I don't fuck with what he's saying, you know what I mean? Shit like that. So the name Good Old Days, that comes from the word days is actually my last name backwards, which is Sayed, S-Y-E-D. So backwards it's days. It's pretty dope. When I realized that, I was like, yo, that's hard as fuck. So um the good old I've always think about like my past. I always think about like the things that I went through in my life that made me who I am today. So I think it's kind of cool to just talk about it as in like let's go back to the good old days, even if it was literally just yesterday. That was an old day, so that's really what I want this to feel like. We're just talking about what made us who we are today. So I am going to be releasing these podcasts as a video and audio only. The videos are going to be on my YouTube channel, which will be in the link in the bio. But I was able to release my episode 0, which looks completely different from this episode and the future episodes, on Spotify as a video. So if I'm able to keep releasing them as videos on Spotify, then I will do that. If not, then it will just be the audio. And the audio will also be on Apple Podcasts, but videos will be on YouTube. Yeah, man. Besides this podcast, though, I do fashion. That's literally the main thing I do. Is that I'm a wardrobe stylist and a influencer, content creator. I know a lot of people got this weird stigma against the term influencer because people like feel like since TikTok came out in 2020, it's like that word has just been like ruined. Oh, you're an influencer. Like you probably like a bitch, you know what I mean? Or you probably stuck up, or like, I don't know. I know this since I've been doing it for a few years. I know how people see that. But I remember back when I was in like 2016 when like KSI Smosh, these motherfuckers were out. Like I wanted to be an influencer even back then, but I didn't know what I wanted to be in. And then I realized like 2021, 2020, like I was like, yo, fashion's my shit. Like I want to do that. So like when people ask me what I am, I don't really say content creator. I say influencer because I want to influence. Like I want to be someone that influences people in a good way and is able to just bring value. Again, I don't see myself as this like hierarchy or some shit. I see myself as just every other person. But if I'm able to say some words or make videos that help other people, then that makes me happy because it's making y'all happy. You know what I mean? And I just want to leave like a positive step on this freaking world. That's literally my main goal. I feel like as a person. Going back into literally what I was just saying right now about trying to find like my purpose on this planet. For me, I feel like it's leaving value towards other people and leaving some positive words or whatever and helping people in that way. I'm always wondering, there's 8 billion people on this fucking planet. And for me, it's like every person's goal is fucking different, no matter what it is. Even though like maybe there's like a million people that want to be an influencer, everyone wants to be an influencer in a different way for a different reason. They might be similar reasons, but there's something different along that, And I feel like the more I've gotten older, the more I realized, fucking making people try to figure out their life by 18 at the end of high school was the most fucking bullshit thing I had ever come to, because it's like, bro, I'm 23, about to be 24 in 2 months, and I feel like I'm still trying to figure out who the fuck I am and still trying to figure out what the fuck I want to do with my life. even though like fashion is my passion and spreading love and joy is my shit. That shit could literally change in a year from now. That shit could change 10 years from now. You know what I mean? People fucking are always changing, and I think people forget that. Is that you don't need to fucking have your life figured out so fucking fast. You know, fucking society, school, your parents, whatever, like, they be putting this shit on you, like, yo, have this shit figured out, be married by 27, be married by 28. I thought I was gonna be married by 27. It's crazy. When I was like 17 years old, I was like, yeah, no, I'm gonna be married by 27. I'll have a beautiful girl by then, have kids by like 30, 31. Bro, I don't even want to be married at by 30 anymore. I'm going with the flow. I'm going with whatever the universe has for me. But from the way I'm going right now, I'm trying to get my life set for myself. And right now I can't like I could be in a relationship, but I can't go into no marriage, bro. That's crazy for me right now. But I mean, if anyone, I mean, hey, if you get married at 21, then do you? I've been to so many weddings from people that like I went to school with, and it is crazy. Some of them got kids already, and I'm just like, dog, what the hell, bro? You're 23, dog. You have a freaking full on like 3-year old daughter. This is crazy. And the thing is too is that there's no rule book to any of this to life. So it's like we have to figure it all out ourselves, which can be very difficult, but I feel like it's always about perspective. Because if you can see it from a positive versus if you can see it from a negative, if you see it from a negative, then you know you're always gonna be like, damn, bro, why the fuck I gotta do this shit? I gotta figure this out. I gotta figure this out. Like, I got no one to help me or whatever. See it from a positive, it's like everything's coming up as a surprise for you. Life is literally an everyday fucking surprise. You don't know what's gonna come. You don't know what's gonna come a week from now, and you can see it from that positive perspective that you're just kind of hyped because you don't know what's to come, and it's just like cool to see like, oh, this is what happened. This is what's happening. This is what's happening. Like, I'm always going back and forth. You know, I feel like I grew up as an optimistic person for my family, so I feel like I tend to be very more on the optimistic side and try to see things from the positive, because it also is a mental thing. It's like if you see things from the positive, if you try to be positive, then more positive things will come into your life. Of course, there's going to be things that happen negatively towards you, but that's just fucking life. But it's hard to be optimistic all the time. I can fully understand that, because it's just like, you know, when you have a lot of bad things happening to you, it makes it very fucking difficult. But I think that's the part where for me, I'm an optimist, and I again grew up with that because my mom was always an optimist, my dad was always an optimist, and like no matter fucking how much shit that we were going through growing up, like my family, brothers, siblings going to jail and all these things, like my parents were always trying to say optimistic, and they were trying to put that on me. So I think I just kind of grew up with that. I don't know if you consider that trauma. I don't know if that's a good trauma. Like, I don't really fucking know. But it's good to see things, though, both perspectives. Try to see things from the positive and then see things also from the negative. It's like there's a duality to it. There's a duality to just fucking life. You see good and bad, light and dark, positive, negative. Like, you got to see it from both. It's like when you're hearing a homie's fucking gossip tea or whatever, but then you're hearing their side of the story, but you can tell things kind of don't add up completely right. So you're like, nah, bitch, I got to hear this other motherfucker's side of the story so I can really get it. And then I can decide whose side I'm on or whatever the fuck. And if you're on the wrong, I can still bitch at you like, nah, bro, you're on the wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's like that. So you gotta have both sides, bro. You gotta understand both sides to, I feel like, really understand the situation, understand who you are, and figure out like how the fuck to get through things, and figure out like whatever, even just like whatever the fuck you want to do in your life or whatever. You gotta see things from both sides, you know? Like for me, I grew up so much seeing things from a positive side and not from the negative, that I think it messed me up in the sense of really trying to understand other people, like being empathetic, you know? A lot of people like would rather you be empathetic towards them, where you're actually understanding what they're feeling, what they're going through, instead of giving them sympathy, instead of being just like, oh, like, I'm sorry you're going through that. No, like, actually being able to understand it. But because, like, I wasn't able to see things also from the negative, and I'm always trying to be optimistic when they're going through shit, like, it ends up me giving them sympathy instead of me actually trying to, like, put myself in their shoes. And I had just learned this recently from my breakup with my ex like 2 months ago, because she was very empathetic towards people. And she called me out about it, how sometimes I would kind of give her more sympathy than being empathetic. And, like, I think just more dating her, the more I just kind of, like, started to realize, I was like, yo, like, I can be insensitive sometimes, and I gotta see shit from both perspectives. So it's a good thing to learn. It's a good thing to fucking figure out, because on God, dude, because the amount of fucking conversations and arguments or petty shit I could have probably resolved so fast if I just was actually able to put myself in the other person's perspective is crazy. Sometimes you gotta just sit there, bro, and really just think about, like, yo, what makes me happy? What do I like to do? What the fuck? Who the fuck am I, dog? For real. You know, you gotta just straight up ask yourself that question sometimes. And it's weird to ask yourself that question, because you're like, how the fuck do I even answer this? But I feel like you're not supposed to rush that question. That's a question that you can't really rush. You know, sometimes you're not gonna even get an answer for it right away in your head. You kind of just have to kind of go with the flow of life, and the answer comes to you. There's a saying that I taught myself that I learned is, don't stress yourself over questions that you can't get answers for. You know, there's no point stressing over things that you're not able to get an answer for. So why the fuck are you stressing over it? Because then you're just going to put yourself down more of a fucking pothole. You get me? You're not going to fucking find out. So just relax, you know? So it's like trying to figure out who you want to be, what you want to do. Like, just put your head first into things, try things out, sit with yourself and think, what do I like, what do I do? And if you're sitting there but, like, nothing's coming to your head and you just don't know what the fuck you're doing, it's just like, it's not always a bad thing. Just sit with yourself and just think, or just vibe it out, literally vibe it out, you know? And eventually that shit comes to you. And what's crazy, it be coming to you when you least fucking expect it. And I think that's the beauty of trying to just figure it out. That it always comes when it's like you didn't expect it to come, you know? You know, I'm not gonna lie, these past couple of days have been a little weird for me. So, you know, I've been going through my emotions. I've been going through my feelings the past while. But, like, I've had this feeling of, like, emptiness in me yesterday and the day before, like, heavily. You know, it just feels like there's something missing in me, like, in my heart. And, again, it probably goes back to the breakup. For me, it's been like 2 months, bro. So if I keep bringing this shit up, chill the fuck out. Okay, I'm fucking still healing. Okay, but, like, whatever. But it feels like there's something missing in me, even though, like, I'm kind of, like, over everything and I've moved on and I'm able to just, like, live my life now. Like, there's that sense of emptiness, you know, that just, like, has come into me the past 2 days, and I'm trying to, like, figure out, like, man, why the fuck do I feel empty? Or, like, I don't really know what it is. That's what I was even telling my homegirl. Like, I don't really know what it is that's missing, but I don't, like, and maybe I won't find out, but goddamn, it's affecting me today. And, like, I remember yesterday and the day before, like, I was struggling to do my things that I want to do, but I was still trying to get through and just do everything. Like, I wasn't that motivated, but I was just trying to push through. And I think that, like, you know, that's something that I've talked to about a lot of my with a lot of people, is that, and I've seen a lot of people talk about, is we're always trying to get through like the week, bro. We're always trying to get through the fucking month. Like, man, I just gotta get through fucking January, or man, I just gotta get through this fucking week, or I gotta get through this weekend, and the weekends come, and I can just chill, go to the club, vibe. Like, bro, sometimes, dog, you really need to just sit the fuck down and just be like, I need to get through fucking today. You know, I just gotta fucking get through this fucking shitty day, cause so many people like. It's this whole idea of taking it just day by day, you know? We're here in the fucking present, you know what I mean? So it's like if you're thinking about like I got to get through this week, I got to get through this month, you're kind of also still thinking about the fucking future. And there's nothing bad about thinking about the future, but if you think about so much about in the future, you get stuck over there. If you think so much about the past, you get stuck in the past. When it's like reality, it's like, bro, the only day that you're able to live is today, you know? And it's like if you live tomorrow, then fuck, bro, stay blessed. You fucking made it till tomorrow, you know. But today is the day, you know. It's today, you know. You just gotta get through today, and then when tomorrow comes, then you're gonna get through. Then get through tomorrow, you know. So that's how I've been really trying to live my life now, is just sitting the fuck down and being like, all right, what do I gotta do today specifically, and let me try to get through as much as I can. And even if I don't do as much as I was able to, then again, seeing shit from the positive perspective and being like, you know, how much did I do, you know? Because either you can see it from the negative and being like, damn, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, I didn't do this, but see it from the positive, it's like, yo, I did this, I did this fucking much. And I'm telling y'all, bro, the more like you can try to see shit from a certain positive perspective, you know, it rewires your brain to not fucking to fuck yourself up in the head. Like, y'all already know how much it doesn't feel good to shit on yourself. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying, though. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Everything just kind of circles around, you know, the perspective, the duality, seeing shit from the good and bad, like getting through fucking life, getting through today, no roadblock. All of it it's a circle, bro. All of it just repeats every single fucking day. And you have to just, it's a weird, like, it's like a habit you have to build for yourself, but it's also like, I'm not going to say it's easy because it can be very difficult for some fucking people. I feel like I can say because I kind of grew up with, I guess, like my parents being optimistic, I can see that. I think what's difficult for me is trying to see shit also from the negative and being able to understand both sides and learn to just be more empathetic. That's something that I'm trying to learn like now, but just like being positive, like that's not easy for everyone, you know? And I think that, or like, you know, that's not easy for everyone. So I'm not going to speak for fucking every person right now on this planet. I do vibe with this though, man. I don't really, there's a lot of thoughts that go through my fucking head every single day. And I feel like if someone were to enter my brain, they'd probably be looking at me like, bro, why are you thinking about this one certain topic for 3 fucking hours straight? Like, why can't you just drop it? And it's like, my brain just does that. And it's weird. I don't know if anyone can relate, but my brain does this thing where I talk to myself a lot. I talk to myself a lot out loud. Like, and I can admit there's been many, many, many times where I've hung out with my homies and I start thinking about something in my head and I want to speak it out loud to myself. But like, I need to be able to speak it out loud enough to a certain volume. Like if I'm whispering it, it doesn't work. It doesn't connect with my head. So I go to the bathroom and then I talk to myself in the bathroom and then I come back out acting like, oh, I just took a shit. When in reality, I just had to talk to myself. Like, it's weird. I do that. I don't know if anyone can relate to that, but if you can, then okay, for sure. But I talk to myself a lot and I think about these certain things, and it's cool that like I started this podcast because for me, it really just feels like I'm talking to myself, but like I'm talking to you guys, but like I'm talking to you guys about like the types of shit that just be going through my fucking brain, bro. And that's why I call this like a vocal diary, because I'm literally just speaking the bullshit that's in my head. And I think about a lot of deep things like every fucking day. because again, you know, you're growing every fucking day, you're changing every fucking day, and it's just I can say, you know, I have a fucking diary, you know, and I write shit in there too. But what's wrong, you know, like what's wrong? There's nothing wrong with me like speaking it, and then also letting y'all listen to it and letting y'all, I guess, like join in on it, you know, and being able, because if y'all connect, you know. Some of y'all might be listening to me and like, bro, I don't even got a voice in my fucking head. You're fucking weird. And that's the crazy part. I found out that there's some people, bro, who don't have this inner voice in their head, and they just like, and they don't think they don't think to themselves in their head. And I'm just like, bro, that's fucking. I don't want to say it's weird, but that's crazy to me, because it's like, you don't have an inner voice, bro. You don't have like a conscious, I guess, or like a subconscious. Like, what the fuck? Like, when you're going through shit, you don't talk to yourself? What, bro? I don't know, dude. That's crazy. I really hope y'all fuck with this angle that I'm doing with the video. The camera is literally taped to my fan, and I have a fisheye lens on it, so which is why y'all can see all of this. To all you audio listeners, I know y'all don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but if y'all want to know what I'm talking about, go to the video and watch it. It's on my YouTube, okay? I'm gonna be releasing videos every Sunday, 12 p.m. Pacific time. I love you guys. Welcome to the good old days. This is your boy Humza, your brown boy, Pakistani boy. I will see y'all in the next podcast, and I love y'all. Keep loving yourself. I love you guys, and yeah, lates. Bye.